Chapter 2. Take Nothing for Granted.
Do you remember the story about the elves and the shoemaker? About how the little elves come out at night and create beautiful shoes that set the shoemaker up in business for the rest of his life? Well, the very same thing happens to us every day, and very often at night. Millions of tiny creatures wake up just as our day winds down and set to work breaking down our organic matter into compost. With clockwork precision, millipedes, centipedes, earwigs, snails, slugs crawl out of their hiding places and do their amazing recycling job throughout the night. Think about it. All the organic material that existed millions of years ago on Earth is still the same material that's around us today. It simply gets recycled over and over and over as it passes through the food chain. Notice how immediately under the colorful fresh material there's compost, already processed by these amazing animals. If it weren't for these nighttime elves, we'd be drowning in our waste. And worse, running out of material to build new life, including human life. Oh, just look at this earwig. I mean, how much do we know about these animals' secret lives? This mother here is protecting her eggs and will stay with the young until they can fend for themselves. Amazing. Okay, here are some questions for you. How many different animal types did you see? We saw millipedes, earwigs, snails, slugs, woodlouse. How many things can you think of that these animals have in common? Let's see. They come out at night. They're all detrivores, meaning they eat dead organic matter. And they're all slow-moving. How many differences can you quickly think of between these animals? Oh, I can think of many. The shape, the number of legs, the color. Did you manage at least 3 differences? I can think of the different ways they walk, they crawl, or they slide. The different number of legs or system of moving on a foot. And then there's the way they protect themselves. Some curl up, some have a hard outer skin, some have a shell, some go flat under stones, others are round and crawl through small tunnels. The list is as long as you can go into detail. My goodness, what a wealth of syllabus material you've got there. Now, many of us take our lack of awareness of mini-beasts to a higher level by being disgusted by them. When you're not used to looking closely at an animal and appreciating the work it does, this can easily happen. So, the action comes here. The simplest and strongest action you can take here is to be aware of and control your own emotions and prejudices. When you're with kids, always show wonder. And if you have any personal phobias, be careful not to pass them on. Children like to get close to animals, so let them get between you and the animal without showing why. Or if you really can't, then talk positively about the animal anyway and tell them it is unfortunate you have a phobia, because really, these animals are quite amazing. Now here's a second suggestion for action. Don't take the ordinary for granted. Get into the habit of looking and thinking about animals we see very commonly. And above all, be gentle with them. Animals are not objects. They're not toys. They're living things. Don't take animals into the classroom. It's cruel. Take photos. Make drawings. Use magnifying lenses. Don't do snail races. That's horrible. And it doesn't teach children to understand and care for nature. Learning through nature isn't about traditional recipes with animals. It's about nature literacy, knowing what makes our world tick so that we can take care of it. And I have a third suggestion for you. Make animal homes. Create as many different habitats as you can, even in a concrete yard. Just label your spaces. But be careful. Don't disturb the habitats every day because the animals will die from stress and you'll end up with a desert. Try to have 5 different homes so that you can check or disturb a different one every day in the week. The Dinya Wahda Action Guide has several topics to help you look at the ordinary with your children and show you how to develop them through your subject learning outcomes. In Kinder 1, the topic Nature and Me looks at ants through the story Ants in a Row. In Kinder 2, the topic Animals and Me gets children to look around them at everyday creatures and see them as friends. In Year 1, the third part of the topic Nature's Magic gets children to wonder at how organic things left in the soil change as if by magic. Year 2 has the topic that's a perfect match for this chapter, Mini Beast Magic. Notice how Dinya Wahda always refers to nature's processes as magical or wonderful. Well, that's because they are. It's only we who take them for granted. The Year 5 topic Nature's Homes takes you on a journey of learning how to make mini habitats and think of the animals that could live in them.